Hi, everybody. Welcome to CopiCafe, episode 12. You got Rob and Josh here, and we are recovering from consensus and all the aftermath from that, getting back into the swing of things, and excited to do another episode with you guys.
Indeed.
Rob, what are you drinking today?
So today I have a bolt from the blue,
A bolt from the blue.
an
Okay.
innocent bolt from the blue, which apparently is guava, lime, apple, coconut water, blue spirulina. These names are just ridiculous.
Spirulina.
Yeah. But apparently it helps. You can't see it.
Spirulina would be an interesting modification. Sorry, go ahead. It
Maybe
helps what?
it helps to give you some oomph,
Some
or
oomph.
0 mile per hour. I think it's oomph.
There's apparently all sorts of added benefits to spirulina in
It's wrong,
drinks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a common drink additive in the States at like Whole Foods and different juice stores.
like
You
marketing.
want to take a guess at what I might have?
Well, now after last week's episode, I'm gonna assume that you're not going to have a Waterloo.
Okay, that's good game theory there. All right.
Maybe you're gonna have a Dancing Queen.
A da-
No, Fernando.
What's a
Any other?
dancing queen?
Like an ABBA-related song type of drink.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, you're right in that I did not go with the same drink. Good game theory on that. But I have a mystery concoction.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's an ice cube in
It's a
there.
cocktail of flavors. Yeah, a couple
We're having
ice
a
cubes.
cocktail.
Yeah. No cocktail. No alcohol, but it's a cocktail of flavors.
Very nice. Is it self-made then in your little
Self-made.
juice?
I got some little powder packets. They've got vitamins, a little bit of caffeine, and I like to have my caffeine intake at approximately 350 milligrams in the morning,
Nice.
which
What
is
do you go?
about.
Do you go for a jog?
I do occasionally in the mornings. Yeah, I like to
Do you,
work out and jog before work when I can, but a lot of times it ends up being after.
do you have any Puma trainers?
Excuse you?
Puma trainers?
Like,
Puma?
oh, Puma? Oh, uh, I don't. I think I have some Puma shoes, but I don't have any trainers.
Do they have a hole in them?
Did you lose a pair when you were at my
No.
place? Like, why? Why are you asking that question?
I just because if they don't, I just wondered how you get your feet in them.
Oh gosh, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. I thought you were like saying you left something when you stayed here for consensus or whatever.
No, I'm overheating.
Okay, so moving into the good stuff for you guys. We've got, there's one thing I wanted to mention before we get into our planned content, and that is we got to do that demo for Charles Hoskinson a few weeks ago, right after the land sale or in the middle of the land sale, somewhere around there, but right before consensus. And in that demo, we mentioned that we are building a bridge from BSC to Cardano. Not that we are, but that we have a partner that we've brought in to facilitate that to be our bridge, but also that would be a bridge that would work for anyone. And Hoskinson was very excited about that, rightfully so. He's a man of his word in terms of interoperability and his desire for that to exist and the way they've planned for that, et cetera. So he mentioned to Jerry on the call that we need to help them out and get that going. Well, I just got a message from Merez over at Chainport. We are moving that forward. Cardano is helping with the development environment for Chainport. So he's very excited that is taking significant next steps forward. I don't have, they gave us an ETA early on, but I think they haven't worked with a chain like Cardano, so they didn't really know what they were getting themselves into, and there's definitely been some challenges there. So I don't have an accurate estimate on that just yet, but it's coming, so that's exciting. And we facilitated a connection between Cardano IOHK team and those guys, Chainport.
Yeah, well,
so it's pretty cool.
I think it's great that IOHK again, because it's obviously it's a bridge for every native token to come over to Cardano, and that
Correct.
them helping it's great.
Yeah, Absolutely. This is going to be huge for Cardano and for a lot of the projects as well. A lot of other projects that might be building in the space and looking for a new chain potentially. So
Yeah, I mean, those guys can obviously build bridges because that's what they do, and then we can put the bridges, we can put the test data off. It can get audited and all that. But there's no better team to look at it than IOHK themselves as like a pre-audit.
yeah, and that's one thing that we're doing is looking at some of the auditing. They were asking IOHK about the, referrals for some good auditors in the space. So, yeah, great news there. Well, you want to move right into the roadmap? I think you had something you wanted to share there.
Yeah, well, it seems to be topical at the moment. I know Charles was talking about the Vossel hard fork just moving slightly, and we're coming to the end of our quarter. So I thought I would talk about our roadmap. So if you want to share that, we
Yeah,
have.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a known thing in just in software development in general, all about roadmaps. Roadmaps are, they're a guide, they're milestones that you try to hit, and I think they're really important, because if you don't put a date or a target, projects just go on and on and on forever, and I think it's when you move over from one quarter to another, it can seem drastic if something is kind of looks like it's slipping for an entire quarter. So here's our roadmap. We had the desktop launcher, which we showed at Consensus. We're actually creating a video about that at the moment. That's being edited by the marketing team, so that should be released hopefully this week. If not this week, then next week. We have the merchandise shop that's scheduled to be launched this quarter. We have the PC
which is
game.
Actually a leak for later this episode, which will be exciting.
Potential leak,
yeah,
potentially.
You might see something. Anyway, go ahead.
The team is working hard to work on convert the UE4 metaverse game to UE5, so that will be launched internally. That's what we mean by limited alpha. So that will be launched in this next week. And then we have the mobile game release, which I know a lot of people are asking for, and we kind of teased them last week. Well, this is actually being launched publicly. Again, it's limited, and I will go through some slides in the next few minutes of how we're going to do that. And then we have the custom domes. Now, every single department within our company works on all our NFT. Well, works on a lot of our NFTs, and these custom domes is definitely part of that. So this needs a little bit more time because we obviously went to Consensus. We took some team members there. That paused kind of some development there. A few people got in.
Well, by a little bit more time, it's a little confusing saying this will slip to Q3 because it's right on the border. The planned date was right on the border of Q2 and Q3. So it's important to everybody to note that we're really just pushing it back a couple of weeks.
Yeah. It's not huge. It's not huge, but it can seem dramatic.
But this is something everybody's so excited about. So one thing I want to just talk about right now would be the roadmap and what you brought up earlier about how that works. You can take a variety of strategies in your roadmap. You can make it really easily achievable. And then a lot of times very much human nature can take over and people could say, well, I've got more time. I could put that off. I'm going to deal with this right now, etc. And it could cause creep in that way of the deadline just by, making it too easy to achieve. But then there's also scope creep when you've got a certain project going, like very well with software, where you add a few new features. This happened several times with our NFT tech, which is phenomenal. And I'm thankful that it happened several times because it's some of the best in Cardano space, I believe. But, if you make a aggressive target, which is what we've done, our roadmap is pretty aggressive. It's hard to achieve. Even in a hard to achieve state, you're still going to have the same things that come up, like life or whatever, consensus, giving multiple people on the team COVID, delaying multiple conversations by 10 days just from that, like, so there are challenges that we're navigating that are natural part of life. But when you look at this, I believe you said it earlier. You said transparency. Roadmap is important to be transparent about. Yeah, we're not going to be perfect about how we hit our roadmap. We're taking an aggressive stance, which means there might be more cases where we miss our deadlines because we're pushing. And you also don't want to push too hard because then your team gets burnt out and morale goes down. So there's a balance. It's like we want to have stretch goals and we want to be graceful with our team and allow for the reality of life at the same time. And so that's what where it really helps for us to be transparent with you guys, our community, and just say, yeah, we're pushing that back a few weeks. And guess what? By doing that, I think we have a lot of exciting new stuff to show them for that. Maybe not today, but we have some really cool stuff happening with the custom domes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's almost inevitable that some things will some targets will not be hit, because for the data nodes, for example, we move them all the way to Q4. We need more research into them. So some things that we're saying, we're looking to achieve them at this time, but then when we look at them, maybe we don't have the resources that we thought we would have in place, or maybe we prioritized other bits of work. So because we've took the stance that we want to be ultra transparent and we actually want to list things out. I mean, if we started hitting those targets, I'd either think these guys are geniuses or they're trying to pull a fast one on me because there's some kind of weird thing going on there. So yeah, I think it's inevitable that things will move as we prioritize that, and the team grows and we'll work on some areas. As you've seen over this last year, there's been extra items on this list that we never even appeared at, the NFT to tree, for example. So we'll add stuff to the roadmap, and some things will slip. But it is 100% known thing in software development that to write a roadmap is one of the hardest things to actually do, and usually these are internal. We are so transparent. If you're going to hate us because we're not going to hit our milestones, I tell you now, it's going to be inevitable. Some of them we're going to miss.
Yeah, exactly. We have an aggressive roadmap. Look what we've accomplished in less than a year. I say it all the time. It's remarkable what's already happened. We want to keep that pace going, but we also want to have a healthy team. And I do know that with the land sale and some of what happened there, we had quite a bit of us that got pretty worn out. And so we need to take a few steps, settle in, and get a good pace going, because this is a marathon. We have an enormous vision. We have a lot that we want to accomplish. And this is just the beginning. So it's very exciting.
We've all seen that we've all just had like the Olympics. We had Olympics, which was 2020, which actually went ahead in 2021. We had this whole Dubai festival that's called Dubai 2020, but it's actually happened in 2021 and 2022. It's not. Yeah, it's a known thing.
Exactly. All right. So what's next? Where do we want to go from here? Let's see. A weekly meeting. I think you had a few things we want to cover.
Yeah.
That was an exciting meeting.
I mean, we have sometimes we have weekly meetings that you're just so glad that you're part of that. And actually we invited Steve up, as we known as Pops in Discord, so he was a witness to one of our best weekly team meetings. So
that he's talking about the weekly team meetings. That's where we get just about everybody in a meeting together. So
yeah, none of this is public, so we're all on be quiet, all this kind of stuff. But I think there was 18 members that were in that, and we're all spread around the world, so not everybody can make every single meeting. We saw the early stages of the new UE5 home bubble. So everybody's seen the UE4 version, the UE5 version. This looks amazing, and now that this is going to be a leak, I'm afraid.
Okay, go for it.
The garage has been upgraded.
Yeah, true.
The garage now is made bigger, and there's more vehicles that can go in there, and yeah, and the design of the base has slightly changed. It's a lot more details, but all that will be shown in the future.
Well, this is this upgrade. Sorry to interrupt, but the upgrade was a smart one. I mean, you look at a lot of the sales that we've done, the GTI Javelin, the Bubble Jet. There's a good number of people that have more than one,
Yeah.
more than four. Even there's a good number of collections out there, and you got to be able to park them somewhere, right? So
Yeah, and it's agile. So this is what we do. We learn as we're going along, and when we retro and we look at what we've got, we go, if we could do that again, could we make it better? And we've got an opportunity to build everything again, really, because we're ported over to UE5. And but that little detail, yeah, I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
We also walked around a medium custom dome. So if I can describe this was, there was no roof on it. It was just a base, but it was just water. There was no land on it. It was just water.
But it had a boundary of, I guess it looked like cement.
Yes.
Or stone of some sort. This was the boundary, and the water was there.
And what we saw was the early stages of the new building system, where you can terraform your own custom. So it starts off with all water. You can build land and rocks and whatever you want, and keep water there. I've never seen where you can build a land before and keep playable water. So these custom domes are going to be incredible. We were slightly off-putting because the character that they chose to walk around this dome was completely naked. That was a little bit, off-putting and a bit strange.
Yeah, that was fine. But yeah, that was they didn't utilize Abigail or Farmer Joe or Chad.
I think
quick. Well, the reality is what David had created there was a quick test environment to test the game loop. So what I thought was fascinating is how quickly he pulled that off. So what we had tested yesterday, what David was testing, I guess 2 days ago, and then we had the team meeting. But what it was the game loop of being able to travel from your personal bubble with your bubble jet over to the cloud gate in warp speed to the custom dome, which could be hundreds of kilometers or thousands of kilometers away in the virtual digital space, but still that presents its challenges. So we tested the cloud gate, which quickly warps you over to that place. But he did all this in a very condensed realm to test the game loop of being able to get from the personal bubble to the island to the custom domes, which is pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, it was incredible because there was no loading screen. You went in a cloud gate. You were actually transformed physically in UE5. I think it was about 100,000 kilometers away. So to another part of the metaverse, and then there was this huge object in the sky. But that huge object was made up from 100,000 different pieces. So they were testing the performance of moving and then loading 100,000, and it was instant. So it was a great test. The demo was like, oh yeah, I've just arrived, but actually what happened, and then we came back. So we're building this into a video because we like to have like videos before we really go for our land sale. So the custom dome will have that loop. I think that's part of the video. But then we're also working on 3 UE5 templates to go with, so you can see the custom domes, and if you look in the Copi wiki on the custom dome, you'll see some of the templates that will come, and these will come over time. But we're going to do 3. We're working on 3 videos. One of them will be.
Should we hold back on those right now?
Well, we can do. Yeah. Okay, there's 3. Have a look on the Copi wiki.
Yeah.
Future leak. Sure.
Thanks. Yeah. Let's just hold back until a little more testing is done.
You've just upset at quite a few people now.
Yep. Sorry, people. We love you very much. We don't want to get a bunch of people excited about something and then change course because testing led us in another direction. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking of you in that. community. So
I would have told you.
this is great. They love you, Rob. They hate me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is incredibly exciting. The templates that we have that we are going to reveal, and we will reveal them soon. As soon as, yeah, I think we just need several members of the team to kind of sign off on that before we announce what they are. But yeah, I'm so freaking excited about this one.
I know what
To
you're
be
saying.
honest,
But when they do sign off with it, is it better to write with your left hand or your right hand?
I write with my left hand. To be honest, I'm not sure what you're getting at there. Was that a joke?
I just always find it's better to write with the pen.
Oh boy, he's on a roll.
It's
All
one
right.
of those episodes.
Yeah.
It's
Is the spirit?
this. I've got
Is the
some.
spiritualina kicking in,
Yeah, I think so.
or the spirulina? Okay. So what's next? Well, I mean, do we want to go into the custom dubs anymore? Look, the reality is we put a ton of thought into this. There is so much, guys, that we haven't even put on the Copy Wiki. I was just laughing about that in my head a minute ago. There's so many things that we want to tell you guys, but that we just can't yet. So we reveal what we can, and we test and we do research. And so part of the things that we're talking about doing is getting a research team in place to move things forward and really help us to make some decisions and things like that. But man, what we talk about sometimes for this game is so innovative and so new and never been done before. So many of these things, it's incredible to be a part of, man. And it's really fun to ideate with you and with the rest of the team and to listen to the community's ideas and to craft and get to work at making these things a reality. And the cool thing is very soon we're going to be able to present to you those three templates that Rob was talking about. We're going to be able to present to you a lot more detail around what you can do with those, which is what we had a long conversation the other day about how you can monetize those in a variety of ways, and just some really exciting stuff coming up.
Some members in the community have seen one of those templates because we showed an early preview at Consensus, and it wasn't the racing. It wasn't the racing. It was something else.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So that was a bit of a leak right there. For those of you that want to do your due diligence and ask around to people that were at Consensus, you might be able to discover.
And if you've got any footage, let us know, because we're trying to put a video together, and we know our footage is a little bit.
Yeah, we are. Well, we've got an iPhone video, and then we've got a video that Charlie 3 was producing. They've got some good footage, but they didn't have the audio. You and I both had lavalier mics for our talk, but I think the video part's gonna be challenging because the iPhone was horizontally done or vertically shot, and then the other video is wide angle. So we'll see what good editing can do.
We are going to address that, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, great call. All right, let's move on. Do we want to get our special guest up yet, or did we want to talk about the mobile phone?
Well, let's talk about the mobile.
Yeah, okay.
We'll just keep him sweating for a short while.
Okay, yeah, let's keep him sweating. It's a good idea. Mobile phone testing. So exciting stuff.
Yes.
So there we go. I see it.
So So again, these were slides that I shared with the team this week. So we are ready to do public testing of the mobile game. And the way we're going to do this is we have a registration phase, and we will then select the testers from that. We will have an onboard meeting, like a Google Meets or something. Those testers will then test a number of levels. They'll complete feedback forms. We'll have a look at the data, and then we'll go again with another group, and we'll continue to do that over the next months, all the way up until we're ready. And so I'll share some more information on this. But the next slide. Last week we weren't ready with the images, the background images for the mobile game, but we have we can share them now, and here we go. So this is still draft. This is still an early preview, but this is the idea of the game. So we're defending. There's up to 5 characters here that you choose. And here's Abigail with a cartoony effect. So this is not Unreal 5, this is Unity, but we're going for a different style because we want this to stand out from the Unreal Engine 5 game.
Yeah, that's a really important point. Just for anybody watching, our mobile games are mini games, and we can do recurring series, and they're mini games that you might be able to access by traveling around in the main game as well. But this mobile game is not to be confused with the main game that's built in Unreal Engine 5. So it's a good point. I just wanted to emphasize that. It's different. It's another way for us to access a play to earn target market, utilize our Tingo mobile partnership for the 10 million subscribers and get that going. But there's just differences. And we hope to do a lot of these. This one is a tribute to a very popular genre. What's it called?
It's like a tower defense, but this is a train defense. But as we go through the different levels, there will be different objects that you will defend, and the backgrounds will change, and the enemies will change. So what you're seeing here, actually, the way we do this is this whole environment and this train was actually all built in UE5. So I think it was built in Blender. It was imported into UE5. Then it had a number of filters and desaturated and do whatever those guys do to it to turn it into this cartoony 2.5D effect. So we could have put actually UE5 images in here, but that's how it works. So in the future, you'll be able to see this train in its full 4K or 8K or whatever, however they're building it in UE5 in the full detail, and they will actually, that is the origin of this. Yeah, so that will be the screens that you play with, and this is here's another roadmap. So the first phase, we've done that. We've tested internally. We've actually tested up to 60 levels, but we're going to release these slowly. So we will open up registration, and this will be to Bubblejet OG, and Javelin NFT holders. So people within those 3 sets, and the first people that will be invited up is the Mythic holders, which is what we've said. We will then go through a number of phases where we will then release 20 levels and 30 levels, and we'll start with the iPhone to begin with, because as interesting as the iPhone operating system is, we can really control that, and we can add people in, and we can remove the game. Whereas on Android, because it's APK, there's security issues, so we're not ready to do that. So that's nothing to do. Our game is available on both iPhone and Android, and I test it on the Android. But we're going to start with iPhone. It won't be connected initially, play to earn, but then over a period of time, this year we will hook it up to initially to the cloud, and then we will hook it up to testnet, Cardano testnet. When you get the first version, because the game integrates with your Bubblejet and your Javelin NFTs, the first version will just have some test ones in there. So it won't be the ones that you actually have. But then as we iterate through the different phases, we will then know which is your NFTs, and if you do have any, they will integrate in here. So we've got a full roadmap here. And then eventually that will go on to mainnet with your NFTs, and then we'll release it to the public. So everybody that gets involved with this will be part of it's part of our history, really. Our first ever game on testnet, then mainnet, and then all the way through to launch.
Yeah, I love it. I think I'm really excited. I'm secretly hoping we can accelerate that timeline.
Well,
Actually, that's not so secret if I just said it on CopiCafe.
Well,
But yeah, I've been hoping that we could accelerate that. But that the reality is, and I mentioned that we're very aggressive with our timeline. Guys, look at what we've accomplished in less than a year. We do not want to release a game that has not been thoroughly tested. And also, and if you notice, one of the things that Rob said is we're going to be testing on testnet. So we have to make sure that this is uber secure, because if you look at what you have with gamers and then people in crypto, it naturally draws people that are incentivized by earning some money or gaming the system. And so people are going to try to figure out how to game our system and earn, deplete the tokens kind of thing. And so it has to be very secure.
Yeah, and Matt will announce in the next few days a new bot that he's actually getting created for us. A new NFT registration bot. So at the moment, we only detect if you have like a bubble jet or a javelin. But now with this new one, we'll detect if you have a mythic or a legendary and a rare, which is important for us to know who's tested. We'll then create a separate Discord channel for everyone that wants to get involved, and so that's how we will do this.
Very exciting. Very, very exciting. Okay, I think that brings us to our special guest.
Yeah.
I'll call him up here. Callum, here you are.
Hello.
Welcome to CopiCafe, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
I have a Corona.
All right. Corona Extra. Not
so did a lot of
You
people
have
at
a Corona
Consensus.
Extra. Huh?
I said so did a lot of people at Consensus.
Yeah, that went to Consensus. Yeah.
That's an interesting shirt you've got. How many buttons does it have?
I don't know. Yeah, it's.
Do you count the buttons on your shirts, Rob, before you wear them?
Yeah, I've got one that's got 8. It's fascinating.
Jeez. All right, he's killing me. He kills me. So Callum, tell us what you do with Cornucopias. How have you been involved? A little bit of your background.
Yeah, so I started in August, and I've been responsible for scheduling and maintaining social posts on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok.
Awesome, man. You've done a great job. You've done a great job. Our communities are, well, you want to give us a little bit of a status update? I guess we're up to 40,000 on Twitter or something like that. There's a good amount.
We've just kind of crossed 40,000 on Twitter.
Yeah. So one thing I think you've done a great job with is we do have a lot of engagement. We've cultivated a community that's pretty positive, and people have a lot of fun engaging with us and participating as well in our Discord and just in all of our channels. It's like we've just got a lot of positivity going on. So great work there. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been an awesome opportunity. I've loved it. Yeah.
You were the first non-founder to join us, so you were member number 5.
Yeah, I'm an OG.
Oh yeah, that is true. Old school. You are old school.
First employee.
Yeah. So we have new plans for you, right? What's going on now?
So yeah, I'm kind of moving into the direction of like making videos for our YouTube channel. So this could be kind of like interviews with like team members, or even like walkthrough videos of our game, and like new features come out, that kind of thing. And then also like there's the potential there to like record at events, getting some good footage there, some pro footage. So yeah.
Well, you're gonna get some good practice recording events here next week. We didn't mention that yet, Rob, did we?
No.
Manchester. I'm headed to Manchester, and a good amount of our team are headed to Manchester. And Callum's going to get his first run at doing some live, first run with us, first run with this team at least, doing some live video footage, or not live video footage, but filming us, micing us up. So we'll have, I'm guessing we might do a CopiCafe as a different kind of setup for CopiCafe. We haven't really talked about this, so yeah,
No.
I say might, but it's possible that we do it in a different format.
So yeah, so this is quite exciting because we're bringing 10 members over to Manchester in the UK. I think there's a Manchester actually in America, but yeah, this is Manchester in the UK. We're all going to be stopping in the same house for a few days, so that's going to be a little bit strange, but it'll be a chance for us to build on some workshops and having workshops where you're face to face. It's a lot better than having remote ones. Yeah, so we'll have a good laugh there. We'll probably go out for a meal or two, maybe a game of pool, maybe some bowling one night. So it's a team building event as well. You're coming over from America. I mean, that's going to be a very big journey. We have one of our guys coming over from Ireland. We have one from the south of England, one from the middle of England, one a little bit more. So everybody's traveling at least an hour. Some are traveling about 20 hours in the case of you. And also we have a really exciting interview in the town centre of Manchester that I won't go into here, but this is something a potential partner that we met at Consensus. So they've got some really exciting technology that we're going to be scouting out. So
that's exciting. So Callum, you'll be able to participate in all of that, obviously, but hopefully capturing a lot of content to share with everyone as well.
Yeah, definitely. And then we're going to try and do some vertical stuff as well. Maybe get some content out on TikTok, like short videos, that kind of thing.
Yeah, very good. Well, what I like about this most is that we really do need more video content. One of the reasons, Rob and I started CopiCafe is I was really wanting to getting our ideas out in a reasonable, easy way that we can efficiently just jump on. For some of you that don't know, Rob and I planned CopiCafe 5 minutes before we start shooting. So it's just, we don't have time to sit here and pre-produce the show and get programmatic with it. And that was another reason that we wanted to do it, really casual. That's kind of where What Are You Drinking came into the whole equation, because it was like, how do we make this casual and not have something that's pre-produced so that we can continue to do it on a weekly basis as much as possible. We wanted to be able to be regular, as with our schedules being as crazy as it is. We needed that regular content, and that's the deal there. So knowing that how important this regular content is for the community and how important it is for us to communicate what we're doing, I just love the idea that you're passionate about moving into video, because you're going to have so much now. We've got the Perforce licensing coming through, which is going to enable you to run around in the worlds and create a lot of gameplay videos and just get creative with that. There's, just like you said, the interview ideas. We'll probably have larger projects that you could work on, maybe something you work on over a 2-month period, chopping things together and having fun doing so. But like, ideally, you're getting a lot more content to our community on a regular basis. Content is king. So if we have, let's look at it this way. We've got a bear cycle that we're in. If the next bull cycle comes around, when the next bull cycle comes around, the amount of online real estate that we have, metaphorically speaking, with having tons of video content and tons of gaming content out there for people to land on our platform, the numbers, it'll just draw that many more people in to what we're doing by seeing. Seeing is believing. So they'll be able to see all this cool stuff you're doing, and it'll pull them into our vision and into our game. It'll start to pull in the traditional gamers. As everybody knows, we're targeting a game that's going to be, quality for crypto and traditional gaming. And we see the two of those merging at one point. So you play an integral part in that. Is there anything else you wanted to mention about what you're planning to do, or any other questions from Rob? Either one?
Yeah, I mean, you've been with us since July, I think 21. How have you changed? How has the company changed?
Oh, well, it's just been insane, you know, kind of watching the company go from a seed into it's just blooming now. It's crazy, you know. And it's been really fun, like growing the Twitter from nothing because we've spent, you know, nothing on marketing. So it's just watching it gradually grow as I put out more posts has been really fun. But it's just, you know, I'm ready for a new challenge now, and it's like, you know, you guys have let me do that, and it's really really exciting.
And the backgrounds of your videos changed as well, haven't they?
Yes, you know, I moved out. I moved out in December for the first time away from your house, Dad. You know, it was
There's a
pretty
leap.
crazy. Yeah.
It's okay. So it looks like we've got some Fleetwood Mac rumors. I didn't see the other one on the wall behind you last time. Is that the Beatles?
Yeah, that's Rubber
Which-
Soul.
Oh, Rubber Soul. That's a great album.
Hmm.
I didn't know the cover looked like that for some reason. That's a really great album. Cool.
I think Callum's one of the few people in the UK that doesn't actually have a television.
That's true. I don't own one.
I don't see anything wrong with that. So, do you consume content by reading? What do you do? What do you create? What's your use of time there?
Well, music mainly. I just, you know, stare at a wall and listen to music for entertainment mostly. I also make music, like make songs. I sing and play a little bit of guitar, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So basically, what you just said is the powerful reasoning for moving you into video. Because I think that you're naturally creative and you were in a role that necessarily was a necessity at the time for us, and you did a great job with it. But if you're a creatively inspired person, getting into video and having the change and the variety and all of those things that come with that might be a better fit for you. So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's like I'm someone who craves novelty quite a lot, and it's like with the videos, you know, I can just come up with new ideas and then do something new like almost every week. It seems perfect.
Yeah.
And you're a fast learner as well. I think you learned to play pool in about 2 months, didn't you?
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
beat your dad yet in pool?
Yeah, it's, you know, I'm not better than him yet, but one day.
I've taught him how to drink Guinness.
That's true.
We do play pool every Tuesday night. Do you want to play us a tune? Not too much pressure.
I'll pass on that.
I'm going to play you soon, Rob.
Yeah. This week, Callum will bring some guitars over, and hopefully some of those might make them onto, I don't know, one of your Twitter shorts.
Do you have a nylon string guitar, classical?
Oh, it's not classical. It's just like a traditional acoustic.
Got it. I could play those a little bit.
Yeah.
I have a classical over here.
Oh, they'll be easier on you.
I might have to play my classical one day for CopiCafe.
I can imagine we can set up a band, a Copi band.
Copi band.
Oh boy!
If there's demand, like, comment, subscribe below.
If you like this content, be sure to like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey man, thank you for all you've done, and I'm excited to see how you are able to contribute and bring creativity into our video and YouTube channel and the content that's going to be so important for how we really showcase a lot of what we're doing. So yeah, good work, and we'll see you here in about 4 days. Something like that?
We'll see in Manchester. In Manchester we have lion steaks.
Oh no!
And I like mine medium raw.
Oh boy. Did you plan a lot of these before this deal, or are you just having one of those days where the punny, not so punny jokes?
Until people tell me to stop, I'll just carry on.
No, please, no, don't stop. They're an interesting kind of funny to me. Like they're funny, and then they're also painfully funny at the same time.
I like the awkwardness.
I know you do. I know you do. You were on a roll in New York that one time. Wow. I mean, they were just nonstop.
The first time we met.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Feels like ages ago and minutes ago at the same time. Yeah. That's just nuts. That was back in August.
I know because I asked for some butter and they brought over a newspaper. I'm like, what's that for? And he says, well, you're in New York now. You've got to start spreading the news.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
You just keep it going.
Just keep
Brilliant. Callum, thanks again, man. Thanks for being on the show. We'll see you soon.
Catch you later.
Adios.
All right, what's next? Rob, I guess we got a leak. Do we have some fun? We've implied the leak. Should we go ahead and show it? You know what? I don't know if we could show that. Just kidding. Let's show it.
Well, should we do a leak before the leak?
Oh, pre-leak?
Pre-leak.
So it's like a leaky leak?
Yeah, we talked about roadmap. So two of the things that's on some things on your roadmap are fixed in stone, like actual dates. So if you want to share that, there is 2 public meetings that we're going to. We like consensus that much.
Yes, sir.
We can now confirm that we're going to CNFTCon in Las Vegas on the 8th to the 9th of October. That should be fun. We've got a really nice location for our booth, just over across from a red carpet. Whatever that means. I don't know. Sounds good.
No, it's a great location. It really is. Yeah, and then also the Rare Bloom event. So they're back to back.
Yeah, week later.
1 week apart, which means in between we'll have somewhat of a team retreat in Colorado, maybe an Airbnb house. Maybe we'll just get extra time at the Gaylord Hotel. I don't know, but it's going to be another week of workshops for the team to collaborate, and we'll have a more US based team at this one.
We'll bring some more people over. So the Rare Bloom is on the 14th to the 15th of October. So from Las Vegas to Colorado, it's probably the length of the UK. I don't actually know what that distance is. I just know I need to jump on a plane.
It's a little bit further for you, a little bit further west, but it's not awful. It's going to be, I don't know. The trip over here is just not an easy one. The trip to London's not an easy one either, though. So when I fly to London, typically you leave at like 6 p.m. at night, and then you bounce forward. So the flight time is like 9 hours, but you're bouncing forward 6 hours. So you land at like 6 to 9 a.m. ish, and hopefully you were able to sleep on the plane. Otherwise, you've got to try to make it through a really long day.
Yeah, and then so I think in your head it'll probably be like 3 a.m. It'll be like 9ish or something when you land in the UK. Mm-hmm. And then you've decided to drive all the way to Manchester, so good luck with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was that or catch a flight and deal with a layover, so that's not any easier sitting in an airport.
No, nothing's easy. But I mean, hopefully in the future we'll either have Concorde or bubble jets. I don't know.
I would much prefer to bubble jet over to Manchester, without a doubt. Or actually, the Cloud Gate would be rather nice if we could take advantage of that.
Even better.
But we can't. All right, what's next up?
So the final leak. I'll let you talk through this one.
Whoa. Well, I mean, I guess, that's our merch shop.
Merchandise shop.
So you can get a sweatshirt hoodie, a t-shirt, a coffee mug, or a tumbler. I prefer all of them right now. That's just a starter. Yeah. So you can order your Cornucopias merch. I think shipping is the one thing that's just, it's never a lot of fun. Shipping, period. Shipping with fuel costs where they're at right now, it's brutal.
I'm not happy with the shipping costs. If we could bring it down or subsidize it, we would. But there's been quite a lot of demand for the merchandise. Something we could have launched in November. Come and visit us at our events. We give them away for free. But if you don't want to wait till October, that option is there. I think it does ship to most countries in the world. And the address you want is shop.cornucopias.io.
Yeah, so just so that everybody understands, this is fun. If you want to order something, great. This is not our business model, so we're not going into negotiating with UPS and getting rates. We're using a third-party service provider that handles everything. So, that increases costs a little bit, but the charge for the merch, we're not trying to make anything here. It's like might make a little bit, but this is more about, if you want some swag and you want to pimp around in your Cornucopias sweatshirt hoodie, then awesome. Maybe down the line, we'll try to optimize this a little bit, but again, it's not our core business model. It's just a fun little thing to add in there for you guys.
Yeah, and it's live now, so the video's nearly finished.
It is live. Did the link to that leak with what you just showed?
Yeah,
so that people could find it?
Shop.cornucopias.io.
Shop.cornucopias.io. So if you need something, want something, go grab it. Yeah, but that's about all for this week, isn't it?
Yep, we're all leaked and punned out.
All right. The puns have leaked their way through, and our CopiCafe number 12 has come to a close. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
See you later.